disrupted
America that I fought for.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz Corner. It's been a fantastic day so far. So Bill Burr went on to Bill Maher's podcast, Club Random, and it was a hilarious conversation because the topic of Palestine, Israel came up because obviously it's in the news, and you know, a creans like Bill Maher, a persona like him, he needs to know exactly who's on what side. And Bill Burr, comedian Bill Burr, is about to give a hilarious schooling to Bill Maher on just how ignorant he is on the pro-Palestine protests. I shouldn't even say pro-Palestine, because the people that are protesting, it's really more free Palestine. They just want them liberated and us to live in a normal, healthy, civilized society, have some sort of tolerance. It's not really picking sides of what war. They just want people to, live happily and not be sacrificed or genocide out of this earth. And of course, in typical Bill Maher fashion, he is going to expose himself as a dupe, a complete ignorant buffoon for the establishment, while his guest has to school him and educate him on what's really actually happening. Listen to this.
With the kids demonstrating for Hamas, they are in with the terrorists.
they were for the Palestinians.
Well, it's sort of the same cause.
Potato, one's saying Palestine, the other's, I say Hamas. They're going to be Saddam Hussein supporters, and maybe they're Russian. I don't know. Like, you can even tell from his voice, like, he just doesn't really care. Like, oh, these kids, going out and protesting for policy. Ugh. And like I said, I'm proud of these kids. Of all the things that they could be protesting, like all the woke identity crap that they could be protesting, transgender bathrooms, there's not a non-binary person in the next Disney project. All the things they could be necessively protesting, I'm glad they finally did something noteworthy. And that is why there's such a huge pushback. That's how you know it's working. That's how you know it's actually effective. That's actually going to cause change. When they have to shut down schools, when people have to resign, when they have to bring police in to crack the heads of students at said campuses. And it's growing beyond college campuses. People are witnessing and exposed to the harsh truth and reality of the military-industrial complex, and how 20 plus years of war lies has finally built up to a moment like this.
Why, are you?
I'm on the side of the kids.
Yeah, that's easy to say. No one wants to see kids dead. This is a war.
Yeah, that's such a heartbreaking moment. Yeah, I know. I get it's easy. I don't want to see kids dead. Yeah, of course you could. It's easy to side with them. It's easy to side against the trillion-dollar war industry. It's easy to side against that. That's why the cops are, giving them hugs. Not cracking them heads. They're giving, cheerful hugs. Oh, my God. Even for Bill Maher's sake, he's got to know how dumb he's sounding right now. It's easy to side against the rest of the establishment. That's why there's so many cops breaking the heads off pro-Israel protests. That's why AIPAC is shut down. No, it isn't. People are getting fired for supporting Israel. Oh, no, they're actually getting fired for supporting Palestine. Come on, Bill. God, you could do so much better. Considering the fact that I think once upon a time, I could be wrong. Once upon a time, wasn't he against the Iraq war? Or is that because it was George W. Bush, and as long as it's a Democrat in the office, it's okay to have wars?
It's very brave of you to say that.
This is a war. No, I'm the one who's actually brave on this.
Pat yourself on the back.
It's easy to say I'm for the kids. Who's not for the kids?
Well, I
it
don't
comes
understand.
down to real hard-nosed decisions. Like a
Oh,
country,
stop talking like you're a general.
a country got attacked. Israel got attacked.
I'm not saying that they didn't have a right to go back. I'm just sitting there going like, how do I look at
We're
what?
the only country in the world that they get attacked, and then as soon as they counterattack,
Oh my! The only country. Are you freaking kidding me? The only country in the world to get it. Are you kidding me? So the past 2 decades of the United States storming in to Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, Latin American countries like Venezuela, like all that's just disappeared now. Because all of a sudden now Israel's the only country that got attacked. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Do you have amnesia, Bill? Do you know where the hell you are right now? Should we have this polygraph test to make sure you know what year and what date and what your name is? Holy Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Wasn't too long ago you were complaining about Russia intervening into Ukraine. They're still talking about it to this day, but no. That's all gone now. That's all gone now. Now all the focus is on poor little Israel got attacked on October 7th. We couldn't investigate it. We exposed exactly what happened, but we can't show that either. Poor little Israel and poor little Zionists. Oh my God. Now we have to slaughter the rest of society because they're oh my God, they're so fragile. Jesus Christ. Oh, the fact that Bill Burr, and it's such a great, like, it's just such great comedy too. Like the fact they brought up, like, stop talking like a general. That was so perfect. It's because you hear that all the time too. Like, oh well, it's a hard decision. The hard decision. I hear times too where people are saying like, well, it's war. You know, people die in war. Like, are you on the front lines? Are you the one, you know, taking your bootstraps on the ground and protecting the people? No, then shut the fuck up. Honest to God, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna tell those people either lace up or shut up. Honest to God, if you're so pro-war, if you're so defensible for Israel that you want to ignore every other problem in society, including your own community, and put everyday Americans at risk, then by all means, go over there and fight. Go enlist, because they're desperate for people. I dare you. Go over there and fight. Like, honest to God, shut the fuck up.
it's like, well, we got to stop this shit now. Don't attack them. There's a very simple solution to all this problem in the Middle East. Stop attacking Israel.
Hey, you
Stop
just solved
attacking
it.
Israel.
No, there's an even simpler solution, Bill. There's an even simpler solution. Ban foreign lobby groups from intervening in American elections, defund the war machine, and break up the CIA. Because all that intertwined is the reason we're in this. The whole reason we're in a constant struggle and battle. There's always going to be a war at place because, as Julian Assange, one of the great journalists that's still being tortured, reminds us, the point of these wars is continuous. They don't want resolution. They don't want things to end. They don't want solutions to these problems. They just want to vilify random people all the time, so we're constantly fighting each other, and the grubby, blood-soaked billionaires can run to the bank off the death and disparity of humanity. That's all they goddamn care about. And you, Bill, are a complete sucker for falling into that trap. Considering the fact that you once, before HBO, before all this stuff, you hosted a show called Politically Incorrect, and you were on the side. You were more of a lefty than the college students. And now here you are. Oh my God. these people are just so pro-terrorist. Like, give me a fucking break.
You just solved it.
I actually
There
did.
you go. That's fantastic.
Anyway,
All right.
we don't need to get onto that.
Let's go to Russia and the Ukraine. How do you solve that one, Bill? Let me hear your hard-nosed decision about that. Well, let me ask you a question. How is war still legal? With all the shit that's been canceled.
Legal.
Why is that still fucking legal?
Would you like a real answer to that? Because
Jesus Christ. Bill is literally, he is shoving his foot so far up his own mouth. And Bill Maher, like, kudos to him. Thank God for a voice like his. Like, just giving rapid fire questions in the most comedic way. Like, why is war still legal? And considering the fact of all the other massive problems we have in this world, you know, high inflation, cost of living skyrocketing, you know, just homeless epidemic, that we're still dealing with the aftermath of COVID, on so many other things that are going on right now in our own backyards that we could be head on facing and solving those problems. Why the hell is our nations obligated and responsible to siphon out our economy and send it overseas so people can massacre each other? Why is it our obligation to make sure that other countries are in perpetual war? Why is that? Why is that? Bill Maher's never gonna answer that. That's why he's gonna fake I'm gonna give you a real answer to this. And listen to his real answer.
for something to be illegal, you have to have the capacity to enforce it. And you can't enforce against war, or else you have to go to war with the country that's going to war. And we don't want to go to war with Russia over Ukraine. What would be the sense of making it illegal? Oh, that's really going to stop.
That's why we're using Ukraine as cannon fodder, Bill. Holy crap. Oh my God. It's hurting my brain so much. He kind of knows where he's going. He kind of knows that, oh, well, that's why Ukrainians are fighting Russians. We're not fighting the Russians. Ukrainians are. Do you see why? Do you see the connection? Do you see why Ukraine had to be sacrificed to fight against Russia? Why they had to make this war up? Because, again, as Adam Schiff and Lindsey Graham have pointed out beforehand, the whole purpose of it is to use Ukrainians to go after Russia because we wanted to go after Russia. We've always wanted a Cold War. We've always wanted another one. We just need to find some other country to get suckered into it. And here we go. We got Ukraine. Just like how they always wanted to find a way to bulldoze over Palestine, kill off Gaza. Well, now they had an excuse, October 7th. Do you goddamn see it, Bill? Holy crap. I hope the next guest that goes on this podcast really gives him like the reality slap that he deserves. Because he's trying to get there, but he will never get there. Like, holy crap, this guy, so aggravating.
Putin. No. To stop people from going to war, you have to also put
You can't sit down and talk it out. Why can't Putin do a podcast with the head guy? Like, you just solved the Middle East on a podcast. Why can't they solve what they're doing on a podcast?
This is why this is not your thing.
Make some hard-nosed decisions. It's not your thing. It's what you...
This is why it's not your thing. This is my thing. This is my thing. Like, I'm the insider. You're just a dumb comedian. Holy shit. The fact that he's going to say that to Bill Burr. Oh, my God. Oh. This is why I have such more respect for Bill Burr. Bill Maher. It's, again, how is it that a comedian that's not even in with it knows more about it than Bill Maher? Like, it makes perfect sense. Yes, you have diplomatic, you sit down diplomatically and you talk it out. You have negotiations. You talk it through. You have agreements. You have treaties. You know, Bill Maher says, like, oh, we can't legislate. That's why war is still legal. We can't legislate to stop people from war. Of course we can. What do you think happened post-World War II? Why do you think we have the international court system? Why do you think we charge nations with war crimes? You dumb fucking idiots. How is it that I know this, a dumb Canadian kid in his basement can figure this out, but Bill Maher, who has a talk show for the last 30 years, is so clueless to this? If I can figure it out, and Bill Burr can figure it out, and other comedians can figure it out, high on dope, then obviously Bill Maher knows it. He's just hiding it because he's a deep state insider. He wants a cushy job at HBO, so he's going to sound like a dupe from MSNBC. That's what a pathetic shill he is. And it's just devastating because I know Bill Maher knows better. I know for a fact that Bill Maher knows better not to be the kind of idiot that he is right now. He knows better, but he's purposely doing this because he's a cushy comedian that wants a cozy job at HBO. He wants that talk show status and wants to have access to all these different higher ups and screw over people, screw over the rest of the nation. He doesn't care. He goes to his probably Malibu penthouse every night and goes to his studio every day. He doesn't care. He's never interacted with the real world. Such an ignorant fool. Ignorant fool that's sounding like a general. That's the perfect way to say it. And it kind of reminds me that I want to bring this up too. This is a TikToker by the name of Sultan of Savage. And I want to show this because this is the message I should give to even Bill Maher can understand. Bill Maher should be able to understand what this guy is saying. And this puts it in perspective. This puts it all in perspective so gratefully. Listen to this.
So you watched the Hunger Games and you sided with the Resistance. You watched Star Wars and you sided with the Resistance. You watched The Matrix and you understood and sided with the Resistance. You watched the movie Divergent and you sided with the Resistance. You watched V for Vendetta and you cheered on the Resistance. When it's fiction, you understand and you side with the Resistance. Yet when it's happening to you in real life, right now, in the news, in the world, right now, you refuse to see it when it's the reality that you are living in. You're afraid to resist in real life. Phew, blows my mind.
And that's why people like Bill Maher blow my mind, because he wants to continue living in fiction. He wants to continue to live in this ideal world that somehow the plutocrats, the oligarchy is somehow your best friend. Even though it's the oligarchy that you're supposed to be against, because every movie that he just listed there, of course, we cheered on for the underdog. We cheered on for the resistance. We cheered on for the people that were fighting for the greater good. And now we're seeing it in the open, in real life, in real time. And Bill Maher cowardly goes away against it. He's throwing them under the bus to cheer for the empire, cheer for the evil, cheer for the wrongdoers, cheer for the antagonist. And what pisses me off, what blows my mind, is that I know for a fact that Bill Maher knows better. I know for a fact that if he actually gave a damn and actually bothered to look into things, because I know he looked into things when it came to COVID. That's what made him turn around. So why did he not look into the wars? Why has he not looked into the rest of the establishment? What's stopping you, Bill? What the hell's stopping you? Did HBO leave a blank check and bribed you? Is there some sort of, blackmail that AIPAC is trying to hold over your head? Are they going to put kiddie porn on the internet if you're pro-Palestine? If you say that they need to be what exactly is it? Because if Bill Burr and myself and other people can figure it out, then my God, someone like him can obviously put it all together. And that's what blows my mind.